Just went through my routine and tried telling myself that, I got this and I feel good. And I just happened to roll.
It's Saturday morning in Cromwell, Connecticut. 3,000 fans are packed around the 18th green, and somewhere in that crowd, a group of Norwegian football supporters in town for the World Cup are doing their rowing celebration like they're back at the stadium. Then Viktor Hovland steps up, rolls in the putt of his life, and watches the best golfer on the planet miss his. 15 months. 146 starts. 4 times this year, Scottie Scheffler walked off a golf course as the runner-up. And on this Saturday B morning, the player who'd gone quiet for over a year finally had something to say. Here's the full story. Nobody was talking about Viktor Hovland heading into Travelers Week. He was there, ranked comfortably inside the top 20, a name on the leaderboard nobody expected to stay on it. The headlines all wanted to know one thing. Could Scottie Scheffler finally close one out after blowing 4 chances since January? Hovland was the background noise. By Saturday, he was the story. He opened with a 63. He led after every single round. The ball striking was the kind Scheffler himself had praised just weeks earlier. Pure, repeatable, relentless. Going into Sunday, Hovland had a one-shot cushion and a real chance to win this clean, no fireworks required. Golf, as usual, had other plans. Sunday turned into chaos. Hovland and Scheffler were tied at the top, neither man able to pull away, the sky getting darker by the hole. Then the storm rolled in and play got suspended, Hovland walking off 2 shots behind with the back 9 still to play. He sat in that clubhouse for 80 minutes, and instead of spiraling, he did something he's clearly been working on for a long time. He calmed down. He reset. He came back out ready instead of rattled. Quick pause. If you think this win means Hovland is officially back in title contention, drop "he's back" in the comments. If you think this was a one-off and Scheffler's still the most dominant player alive, type 1 week. I'm reading every single one. When play resumed, Hovland came alive. Back-to-back birdies wiped out the deficit completely. From there, it was pars, trade for trade, nobody blinking, until the light gave out and officials called it, sending the tournament to a 1-hole playoff Saturday morning on the par 4 18th. Both players found the fairway. Scheffler stepped up first and stuffed his approach to 4 feet. The crowd went up like the tournament was already over. This was a man who just saved his Sunday with an 8-foot par putt in near darkness, now 4 feet from a 5th win of the year. Hovland was 6 feet out. Downhill. Sharp break, left to right. The kind of putt that doesn't forgive hesitation. He drained it. Then Scheffler, needing 4 feet to win the whole thing, pulled it left. Caught the edge. Watched it slide 7 feet past. Viktor Hovland was the 2026 Travelers champion. What he said afterward is the part that actually matters here, because it wasn't the rehearsed, grateful, just happy to be here stuff you usually get. It was raw. He talked about knowing exactly how good he's capable of being, and how brutal it is to keep falling short of that version of himself. He said it makes him genuinely angry, not disappointed, angry. He talked about learning to be easier on himself, about how golf drives every single player on tour a little insane, and how knowing that everyone suffers the same way doesn't actually make your own suffering any smaller. That's not a victory quote. That's 15 months of someone doing real work on themselves, finally cracking open in public. And then there was the part that had nothing to do with golf at all. Hovland admitted he'd been thinking about it all week. His parents had flown in from Norway to watch him play. His mother was standing right there on the 18th when the putt dropped. His father, still, had never once watched him win in person. Hovland said he couldn't be happier that his mom got to see this one. You could hear his voice crack slightly as he said it. A son winning in front of his mother for the first time, surrounded by Norwegian fans rowing an imaginary boat around the 18th green, that's not a sports story anymore. That's just a human one. And that rowing celebration deserves its own moment, honestly. A pack of Norwegian football fans, in Connecticut for the World Cup, wandered over to the golf course, saw their countryman about to win, and pulled him straight into their celebration. Hovland, who'd just beaten the #1 player in the world in a playoff, ended his win rowing imaginary oars with a group of strangers from home. one of the most purely joyful sports scenes of the entire year. Now flip it to the other side, because this result adds another chapter to one of the strangest storylines in golf right now. Scheffler has finished runner-up 4 times this season, 2 of those in playoffs. His only win all year came back in January. Since then, 8 top 5 finishes, 16 top 10s in signature events, 35 straight top 25 finishes, second longest streak in 40 years, behind only Tiger Woods. By every number that matters, this is a generational season, and he still can't close. At Travelers, Scheffler said it himself, some of the best ball striking of his entire year, an 8-footer in the dark to force the playoff, a 4-foot look to win it, and it just didn't go in. He said the speed felt a touch off, that he played it outside the hole and it ran a little firmer than he wanted. Then, true to who he is, he turned around and praised Hovland's game without a hint of bitterness. But the pattern is undeniable now. The best player alive is playing like the best player alive and still walking away empty-handed. The Grand Slam slipped away 2 weeks ago. This one slipped away this morning. Nobody has a clean explanation for it. For Hovland, none of that matters right now. He's the 2026 Travelers champion. He beat the #1 player in the world in a playoff on one of the biggest stages outside the majors. He's up to 20th in the FedEx Cup standings and firmly back in the Tour Championship picture. He did it with his parents watching, with strangers from home rowing beside him, and with an honesty about the last 15 months that's earned him more respect today than any trophy could. When Viktor Hovland finally broke his silence, he didn't give the polished, camera-ready answer. He told the truth about the anger, about the work, about what it meant to have his mother standing there when the putt finally dropped. That honesty, paired with a 7-foot birdie putt on the biggest stage of his year, might be the best statement anyone in golf has made all season. If this gave you the full story of what just happened in Cromwell, drop a like before you go. It helps more golf fans find this video. And subscribe, because it's only Saturday, and this season just keeps getting louder.